In the shimmering heat of the desert, a camel caravan awaited to escort the entourage across the vast, arid expanse towards the Kushite village of Bajado. These camels were no ordinary beasts. They were the renowned Nabatean camels of the northern desert, celebrated for their resilience and reliability in traversing the daunting desert and mountainous terrains. Among the travelers was Prince Kayin, the leader over the armies, and a man of science and a master of the art of war. His journey to understanding the full scope of the events that unfolded was just beginning. Educated in the grand halls of cosmic science schools and trained in distant lands, Kayin honed his skills in combat and leadership. This extensive schooling sharpened his perception of reality, rendering much of the folklore of his time mere fairy tales to his ears. He once believed himself immune to the myths of greater cosmic powers, a belief he found to be gravely mistaken. He is accompanied by his cherished companions, Amiyata and his brother Nafan. Both of these esteemed individuals have been meticulously educated in the profound realms of cosmic sciences and jurisprudence. Their wisdom and expertise have earned them esteemed positions under the guidance of the king's most trusted advisors. The three of them share an unbreakable bond, having spent their formative years together, cultivating their academic prowess and a deep and abiding friendship with Kayin. Their shared past is a tapestry of adventures and learning, making them not just allies but brothers in spirit. Upon reaching Kush, the entourage disembarked to pack their goods for the trek through the wilderness to Bajado. Kayin's soldiers, hand-picked for the mission, were renowned for their bravery and flair. They carried glossy metal-lacquered shields and wore red turbans fashioned from long scarves of linen. Their attire consisted of light steel and leather vests over elbow-length tunics, cinched with wide leather belts. Their closed sandals were tied up to the knee, overlapping loose-fitted pants. Each soldier sported a soft windscarf around their necks, ready to shield against the harsh desert elements. Armed to the teeth, the soldiers wore daggers on their left sides, sheathed in leather. These daggers boasted 6-inch perforated, double-edged curved blades with intricately decorated handles. The scabbards were adorned with silver overlays and engraved metal plates. On their opposite thighs hung long scimitars, 35 inches from blade to hilt, with handles designed in a lion's head motif. These swords, forged from a blend of iron and high-carbon content, were razor-sharp and formidable in battle. Confident in their prowess, the soldiers anticipated a victorious expedition, a sentiment shared by Kayin. After days of travel, the entourage reached the tent of Bogal, a respected nomadic elder in Bajado. Despite his hunched back and limp, Bogal graciously welcomed Kayin and his men into his dwelling, extending his hospitality to these strangers. This generosity was customary among the Bajado, though Kayin's people, given their history, might have expected a colder reception.
What could warrant such warmth, when hostility might be due?
Pondered Kayin. The Bajado had suffered greatly at the hands of Kayin's ruling class, losing sons and daughters to marauders who sold them into slavery. Thus, the southern groups of Bajado had every reason to approach with suspicion. The kingdom of Azal, over a millennium past, was once the domain of the Mudaris, teachers who trained those touched by the ancient power known as the White Star. Masters of the white dust, the Mudaris were long gone, and Azal had transformed. Now, it was a land of numerous colonies on the Kushite shores of Nubia and Al-Haddad, where trade thrived, even at Naldamak's great capital. Alas, much of this trade now involved human beings. Kayin's mother was from the tribe of Bajado before she and her brother were taken across the sea and into slavery. Her brother's fate remained unknown, though rumors suggested he labored in distant Elam. Kayin's mother was sold to Irfan, an advisor to Kayin's father, where she served for a year before catching the eye of Shamsuddin al-Mutaz. Her beauty was unparalleled, her dark complexion soft as velvet, her long brown hair now turned white with age. Though she sought refuge from the court's gaze, Shamsuddin chose her as one of his concubines, and later, his wife. Among Shamsuddin's many children, diverse in their colors like the spectrum of a rainbow, only one became his most trusted heir, Kayin himself. In the tranquil yet vibrant setting of the Kushite villages, the blame for the scourge of slavery was often directed toward the upper lands of Kemet and the southern kingdoms across the narrow sea. Despite this widespread perception, the humble man Bogal regarded Kayin with reverence, treating him as the royalty he was, an honor bestowed upon few. Kayin, however, needed not to boast of his prestige, for his wealth and status spoke volumes. Yet he harbored a deep empathy for the weak and compassion for the poor, virtues instilled in him by his mother during his formative years. She, having known the brutal realities of slavery, imparted her knowledge and wisdom to him tirelessly, ensuring humility took root in his heart. The Bajado people led a nomadic existence not far from Beja, centered on their expertise in herding cattle, goats, sheep, and camels. They journeyed to distant northern markets to trade their handcrafted straw mats and other wares for sustenance. Despite their rugged life, amidst the searing sands and harsh elements, the Bajado were deeply spiritual, their beliefs anchored in monotheism. Welcoming the entourage, Bogal promptly saw to their comfort. He summoned his daughters to tend to Kayin, removing his sandals and cleansing the dust from his feet. They washed them with warm, soothing water, anointing them with fragrant oils and dried them with exquisitely woven garments. As the honored guest, Kayin was treated to a sumptuous feast. 10 men of apparent significance within the tribe joined the gathering, engaging him with warmth and familiarity, as if he were an old friend. There was no trace of unease despite his royal stature. Once the meal concluded and laughter subsided, the tribe's chieftain rose to address the assembly in Kayin's tongue.
It is a great honor to have Prince Kayin among us today. You are a beacon of light in these dark times. We understand the purpose of your visit.
The chieftain, aged and wise, bore the physical signs of time, a stooped posture, sagging skin, and a long white beard. His eyes, however, glimmered with wisdom and a lifetime of experiences, earning him Kayin's silent moniker, the Ancient of Days.
I am thankful for your hospitality. Your people are even more beautiful than my mother described. But tell me, how do you know of my purpose?
The chieftain met Kayin's gaze with a solemn expression.
It was foretold of your arrival. You are the chosen one.
The phrase, "the chosen one," struck a familiar chord, echoing the words his mother once spoke when she recounted the history of their people. His name, Kayin, meaning long-awaited child from the west coast beyond Kush, was a testament to her hopes and aspirations for him, a weighty burden he bore since the tender age of 15. At 25, the meaning of those words had finally crystallized. He sought clarity from the chieftain, asking him to elaborate on the chosen one. The chieftain then shared a tale that, though seemingly fantastical, resonated deeply within Kayin's soul.
The wise Zahara's reign saw Rathamun's defeat, the possessor of the Black Star, the Azin. But her death led to despair as the White Star's guardians abandoned their mission, the Black Star, with Ra-Amun as its host, spread darkness. Hope emerged with Melku, a blacksmith who forged the Azura braces from the White Star's fragments, inheriting Zahira's power. Melku fought Ra-Amun but died, leaving the bracers hidden in Mount Tesfa. Only the Chosen One, marked by that white crest in your hair, can rekindle hope, and that Chosen One is believed to be you.
Kayin pondered the wisdom and yet the seeming naivety of the people. His father had always dismissed the white patch in his hair as a mere birthmark, devoid of any special meaning. Unlike his mother, his father did not share in the enchanting beliefs that she cherished. Now Kayin was being told that this mark signified his role as a champion for the world. Among the myriad myths he had heard, none were as enigmatic or elusive as this one. Despite the doubts clouding his mind, Kayin had journeyed too far to dismiss Bogal's words. He resolved to undertake this new quest, determined to uncover the truth about the braces of Ajira and the Azin.
I and my entourage shall ascend the mountain. Your men shall guide us there. In our land, hope is but a flicker in the heart of an old woman and the fairy tales of elders. If I do not take this journey, we face certain doom without hope. I will require your finest men to join with mine and provisions. For this mission to succeed, we must be thoroughly prepared.
The Bajado elders exchanged puzzled glances as if Kayin's words had unsettled them. Silence hung in the air until Bogal finally spoke.
We have no armies of men to accompany you. You must summon courage and strength, for the task ahead may claim many lives, perhaps even yours.
The prospect of peril weighed heavily on Kayin, but he was resolute in his commitment to the task. After the gathering dispersed, Bogal prepared resting places for Kayin and his entourage of 100 men. As night fell, Bogal offered Kayin a hot herbal tea with flavors unfamiliar to him. The tangy taste left a lingering sensation, much like a sharp tartness that stung his palate, as if drawing the air from his mouth. Bogal assured him it was for his benefit, promising blessings for the journey ahead. Weary from the day's events, Kayin accepted the tea respectfully, despite its bitterness, and soon found himself enveloped in a deep, restorative sleep. Once more, we present a captivating tale from the legends of the Savant. We aim to keep you engaged and connected to our channel. Be sure not to miss the next episode. To stay updated, kindly subscribe and hit the like button. Sharing your enthusiasm is appreciated as well. Thank you for being a part of the legends of the Savant. Let your imagination soar.